What is up, Libra? How are y'all doing? It's time to go ahead and bust out your extended reading for May 2025. So this is just one last swoop across the table. I got to make sure I got every detail, every situation, every scenario, every crumb of information out of the month of May that I possibly can before we can move on to the mid-month messages. All right. So I do have a little bit of an announcement to make. I'll make this as quick as possible. First of all, for those of you in need of a personal reading, all the information on how to go about doing that is in the description of this video. That's not the announcement, though. The announcement is I have a new course for the month of May. It's actually a two-part course. Because y'all write me and ask me about this all the time. So I decided to go ahead and break it out. My course on how to read the tarot. It's a two-part course. There's a lot that goes into it. The first part is 90% my interpretation of the cards. 90%. The second part is all focused on the intuitive guide, like how to actually develop a relationship with a tarot deck, how to develop a relationship with your own intuition, developing a relationship with the universe. From what I've seen, that is actually like 75 to 80% of the whole reading process. But, you know, I think they're both very, very important. So that's why I made a two-part course. So for those of you interested in that, the link is in the description. June 1st, those courses go bye-bye. All right? Okie dokie. Let's jump into this. I want to see, let's take another look at the past person. Past person. Let's see if I missed anything. Anything else Libra needs to hear about the past person? Anything important? Anything I left out? Anything else Libra needs to hear about the person from the past? Let's see. Four Cups. Well, they're giving you the silent treatment. That's for sure. Definitely giving the silent treatment. Tower card reverse, though. Nine of Wands, Page of Wands. See, they doing all kinds of shit to try to get your attention. All kinds of shit. You know, I think the silent treatment is just a fraction of the shit they're doing to try to get your attention, you know? But, you know, when I say that, what I mean is things like posting things directed towards you. You know what I hear more often than anything else in my personal readings? The most common way an ex will try to get your attention is viewing your Instagram story. Like, I don't know, that one kind of blows my mind. If I was wanting to keep an eye on somebody without talking to them, I wouldn't want them to know that I'm looking at their Instagram story. You know what I'm saying? That was just a weird, but I hear that all the time. We're in no contact. We haven't talked in 4 months, but they're always viewing my Instagram story. What? Trying to get your attention. Trying to get a little reaction out of you, you know? But, you know, anything. It could be anything. You know, walking into your best friend's workplace just so your friend will run and tell you, you know, little shit like that. But I don't know, it almost kind of feels like they are either expecting or hoping. I can't tell which one. Could be both, but they're either expecting or hoping for you to come forward and attempt reconciliation. Have you done that before? I know I already asked you all that, but it just really seems like this person, it almost kind of feels like they're expecting it. honestly. I don't know about hoping because it looks like they got their guard up, but it's like they're expecting it. You know? They're expecting an apology or for you to come chasing and begging, you know? I'm going to have to see what their intentions are because I don't have one crumb of information here in this first spread that would indicate why. You know, why are they expecting you to come forward? Well, let's see what their truest, deepest feelings, energies, and intentions are. Past person Libra dealt with. What are their truest, deepest feelings, energies, and intentions? Six of Cups. They miss you. They miss you. Two more shuffles, two more. Four of Swords reversed. King of Cups. Yeah. Tower card reversed again. Honestly, I don't think this person knows what in the hell they want. Because, see, the Two of Swords is all about being indecisive. On one hand, they miss you and they want to get back with you. On one hand. On the other hand, they want to just completely forget about you and forget that you even existed. You know, so I think they go back and forth. They kind of go back and forth from missing you and wanting to be with you and wanting to completely forget about you. So they don't really know exactly what they want. Not 100%. Not 100%. They are putting on a show for you, hoping that you're watching. If anything, they probably just want closure. If anything. Even if they can't get back with you, you know, they would still want to close this out, I think. But, I mean, it's I can't stand it when the Two of Swords or the Two of Wands comes out in somebody's feelings because that means they don't know. They feel one way one day, another way another day, and they go back and forth. Did you ever have a problem? Let me ask you this. I feel like a lot of you probably had a lot of issues with this person being like wishy-washy, you know, maybe a little bit two-faced. You may have questioned whether or not they're bipolar. Because that's the energy that I'm getting. I'm not a psychologist. I can't diagnose anybody. That's not what I'm saying. But that energy does feel bipolar-y, you know, in this person's energy. Anyway, let's just grab the advice on this. Let's get the advice. What's the best advice for Libra with the past person? Queen of Wands reversed. Two more shuffles. The Nine of Wands reversed. Well, Ace of Swords reversed. This is saying that closure definitely needs to happen, but not until both of you have let your guards down. Now, here's the problem. How are you going to know if this person has let their guard down? I guess at the end of the day, you won't know for sure, but I would say that once you get to a point where you've done enough healing, I'm not saying you have to be glowing and floating on a cloud, but you've done just enough healing. You've released enough of it to the point to where you're standing pretty solid and pretty firm. And you're not too vulnerable towards this situation. and you feel strong enough to set boundaries and not let this person play with you, then if you wanted to reach out and at least get closure, you're like the second or third sign I've given this advice to. I don't know what's going on. What's going on in Taurus season? Why? I don't know. Anyway, though, but I don't know. It kind of feels to me like there may be some of you who aren't quite, you're still a little bit vulnerable about this, you know? And it's not that I think, see, usually when this message comes through, most of the time, the reason why that advice comes through is because they're going to fucking play games with you. Honestly, I don't really see this person playing games with you. I really don't. But I do see them still embodying the exact same energy they were embodying the day you all parted ways. And you're going to have to guard yourself from that energy and not take it on. If you go to communicate with this person, you're going to have to put your foot down, set some fucking boundaries, and you be the influence of the energy of the situation. For those of you who do want to reconcile with this person, you would not increase the chances of successful reconciliation unless you were able to do that. Okay? So if you don't quite think you're at a place where you're strong enough for that yet, it's all right. Just hold off for a little bit then. Hold off for a little bit. Because what would probably end up happening is, if most of you reached out right now, it would probably end up leading to a reconciliation attempt. And since both of you are still pretty much at the same vibrational level that you were when you parted ways, it would manifest into a repeat cycle, you know? All right, we're going to shift gears now. Let's see if there's anything else we can tell you about your love interest. Single Libras and your love interest. Anything else Libra needs to hear, single Libras, about the person that they're interested in? Oh, by the way, y'all, this is Saturday. I forgot, totally forgot. Tomorrow, Sunday, May the 4th, may the 4th be with you, is going to be our next round of weekly live readings right here on this channel. You can pre-order anytime, $25. They're read in the order of which they come in every Sunday. I was going to announce that at the beginning of the video, and I forgot. Forgot what day it was. All right. The information for that's on my website, too. It's all in the description. Ba-boom. 5 of Cups reversed. Magician reversed. Well, we do have the Fool card here. But we got that Strength card there, too. Wow, this is... I might have to clarify this whole spread. I think I'm going to pull a clarification spread for this because it kind of looks like it's going one way, but it also kind of looks like it's going another way, too. Let me clarify it real quick. Hang on, y'all. Hang on. Let me clarify. What was that spread trying to say, universe? 9 of Wands. Okay, that's what I thought. Okay. 3 of Pentacles reversed. Okay. Yeah, okay. All right. All right. Yep. All right. So... I'm thinking that you're making the decision to either be single or accept another offer. Because 2 of Swords, 2 of Wands, it just does not look like a decision is being made. Whatever decision needs to be made, I don't know if this person Like if there's some kind of blockage in here that's getting in the way of the two of you, or if this person just doesn't really know what they want. I don't know, but it just does not look like this person is making a decision. Does not look like they're letting their guard down. You're starting to feel like you're wasting your time. So I think you're making the decision to just walk away from this. And for the most part, probably be single. I think honestly though, even though you're making the decision to walk away from it, you're still having a hard time. Still having a hard time fully releasing and letting go of it. But you're making the decision, okay, fine, fuck it. I guess I'm either single, or if another offer comes along, I'll take them up on that. Yeah, I'm feeling like you're making the decision to move on from this, honestly. Is a love offer ever made? I don't know. For some of you, I have a feeling for a tiny little group of you, maybe a love offer is made, but communication is just so horrible, so terrible, that even if a love offer is made, that might actually even make things worse. You know? Just terrible communication here. You're having a really hard time feeling a deep, genuine connection with this person. You can't tell if they're just playing games or if maybe they're just shy, or I don't know. You're having a hard time reading this person. So let me see what their energies are. Some of you dealing with a Scorpio. I also have Cancer. You know, it could be anybody. Those are just energies. Let me see what this person's true feelings, energies, and intentions are. Person Libra is interested in. What are their truest, deepest feelings, energies, and intentions? Libra's love interest. Their truest, deepest feelings, energies, and intentions. Ooh, got that 10 of Wands. So there is a lot of shit that they're bottling up and keeping to themselves while they're pretending to be happy. Hey, that happens a lot, man. That happens a whole lot. So you can feel intuitively that there's something more going on than what meets the eye. But you can't quite figure out exactly what it is. And honestly, I'm feeling like, and I see this a lot, man, a whole lot. I don't think, so don't think this is just a problem that's just with you or your situation. I see this come through my personal readings all the time. All the time. And what it is, see, most people have no idea how to truly heal. They have no idea how to transmute or release energy. And they're walking around carrying the vast majority of, if not all of, the fucking trauma that they've experienced in their life. All of it. Carrying it all on their back because they don't know what to do with it. And after a certain point, if you walk a hard enough life and you experience enough traumas and heartbreaks and betrayals, and after a certain point, if you're carrying all that on your back, it'll get to a point where you don't have the bandwidth to connect with somebody. There's no storage space in here, you know? I always liken it to a fucking phone that's so full of pictures and videos that you can't even download a new app. So full of unprocessed, unresolved energy and shit that you can't connect with anybody on a deep level because there's too much shit going on in here, you know? I think, though, that they do have an interest in you. They do have an interest in you. They just have too much unprocessed shit. They can't connect with nobody. It ain't just you. They can't connect with nobody. Nobody. Okay, well, let's grab the advice here. Let's grab the advice. What's the advice for the single Libras and their love interest? What's the advice? Man, Ace of Cups reversed. Hang on, let me see if I can bend it a little bit. I do try to bend the advice. For those of you new to my channel, I don't know if you've noticed this about me, but I don't sugarcoat the tarot readings. I don't say what sounds cute. I don't tell you what you want to hear. I read what comes through. But when it comes to the advice, I do the best I can to bend it, if I can. Sometimes that can be difficult. Yeah, this one's tough. There's a pretty direct message here. So I'll go ahead and tell you what it's telling me first. It's telling me a new start in love would not be a very wise idea with this person. You would not be able to get them to commit, and you're not able to connect with them on a deep emotional level right now. That's what it's telling me. But let me interject, and I'll say if you could get this person to open up, let their guard down, and start processing a lot of this shit they're dealing with and releasing it, it would increase the chances. Now, how do you do that? Well, that's the tricky part. That's the tricky part. The best thing that you can do is make sure this person knows that they're safe with you. You know, that's a hard call to make in 2025. Who you can open up to and who you can't. Most people who are guarded for a reason. Because the last time they let someone in, that person turned on them and used it against them. Right? And the minute you do that, good luck getting that person to let their guard down again. So somehow, some way, letting this person know they're safe with you. You can open up to me. I ain't going to judge you. I'm not going to use it against you. I'm not going to look down on you. Now, how do you do that? That's the tricky part. First of all, it takes time and patience. But what I would do if I was you is I would start slowly but surely letting my guard down and opening up first. Let your guard down and open up first so that this person can see, oh, okay, well, if you can open up about that, maybe I can open up about this. Hopefully. Does that guarantee that they're going to respond to it that way? No, it don't. No, it's still a chance that you're taking. There's still a chance that, it could be a waste of time. But, yeah, if you want to increase the chances, there's no guarantees, but that's what I would focus on. If not, though, you saw the advice. All right, now, current long-term partner. We're shifting gears now. Let's see if there's anything else we can tell Libra about the current long-term partner. Remember, if you are not experiencing problems in your current long-term relationship, this is not for you. Ooh, we got that 10 of Pentacles, though. So maybe for some of you, there's some financial codependency. Like, maybe if you're a little bit more financially blessed than the average person, and you suspect that they may only be with you for your money, or hell, maybe it's you. Maybe you don't want to leave because you couldn't afford it by yourself. But I'm seeing, for some of you, a little bit of financial codependency energy there. Or just, financial reasons is the main thing that's keeping you all together. Five of Pentacles reverse, King of Pentacles. Ooh, we got the King of Cups, though. Ah, the Death card. World card. Damn, dog. Damn, dog. Well, you know what it's looking like here. It's kind of starting to look like this connection is expired. Death card, world card. I'm kind of honestly feeling like, I don't know, it's hard to say because we got King of Pentacles and King of Cups right next to each other. So I'm kind of feeling like the person you're dealing with wants to work through this. This isn't their intentions yet, but I am kind of feeling like they do want to work through this. They don't want this to be over, but it feels expired. The connection feels expired. Some of you dealing with an Aries, also have Scorpio here. Okay. Well, that's kind of a cliffhanger there. Okay, whatever. Let's see this person's feelings and energies towards you. They didn't tell me much. Usually there's way more info than that in the first spread. Let's see their truest, deepest feelings, energies, and intentions. Libra's current long-term partner. Temperance reverse. Could be a Saggy for some of you. That's actually a pretty decent energetic combination, Libra and Saggy. Two of Coins reversed. Ten of Cups reversed, man. Knight of Cups, though. King of Coins again. Karmic Wheel. So, I think that if they could flip a switch or rub a magic lamp and have a genie come out and grant them a wish, they would wish for this to work out successfully. But it's like they're just really leaning towards just not really feeling like I said, it feels like the connection is expired. It just feels like it's run its course. It's served its purpose. And they're just not holding on to hope. Well, they are holding on to hope, but that hope is dwindling as time goes on. Like every day, they're becoming a little less hopeful, a little less hopeful, and a little less hopeful that things are going to get better and go back to the way they used to be. Ooh, Seven of Swords. Yeah. Okay. I think they might have some trust issues, too. They may have some trust issues, especially if there was infidelity in the past. So, okie dokie. Well, okay. Okay, well, let me see the outcome here. What's happening? Is separation happening? Or are you still pushing through this? Is separation happening, or is Libra still pushing through this? Ooh, Justice! That's you, boo-boo. God damn it. This deck is getting a 2, dude. How about this one? There we go. What's the outcome for Libra and the current long-term partner? Page of Cups reversed. Ace of Coins reversed. Oh! It's looking like you're making the decision to walk away from this. Yeah. But I don't know if you're actually doing it in the month of May. It feels like you're making the decision to walk away from this, but not until the right time presents itself. So whenever the time is right, whenever everything is lined up, whenever there's an open door of opportunity, I think at least you're making the decision in your mind that that's what you're going to do. With the Two of Wands there, though, I don't really think it's actually happening well, it could for some of you. But this is one of those things that I'm not saying that I think that every last one of you is just going to walk out the door. I think that most of you are going to make the decision, all right, whenever it's time, whenever everything lines up, I'm outie. But if the right time doesn't present itself, you're going to wait until the right time presents itself. Or somebody is. These energies could go both ways. Maybe it's them making that decision. But I'm thinking that somebody is making the decision to walk away from this. Let's get the advice. What's the advice? Ooh, Nine of Swords reverse, man. Four of Swords. Death card reversed. King of Swords. Okay. Tower card. All right. So, yeah. Now, for those of you who have been on and off with this person, I know that's not all of you, but I got to talk to y'all real quick. If you've been on and off with this person, how many times does a cycle have to repeat itself before you are willing to accept the fact that nothing is ever going to change? That's an open-ended question. That's going to be different for everybody. You know, maybe twice, 3 times, 5 times. I know I talk about this a lot, but I know one particular couple that's been on and off for 15 years. 15 years. 15 years. They were on and off for the first 7, 8 years, and then they got married. And then they got divorced. And then they got back together again. And they've been on and off for the past few years. It's like, wow. At what point? And this is a serious open-ended question. At what point do you say to yourself, nothing's going to change? Every time you come back into my life, you keep proving to me that you're just going to keep doing the same thing. But even if you haven't been on and off with this person, the same idea still applies. Are we at least making progress? Are we at least making progress? Even if it's just a little bit. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. Or are we backsliding? See, no matter how much it seems like it, nothing is ever stuck at a plateau. Things are either getting better or getting worse. Now, it may just be just a little bit. Just a little bit. But that's what you want to look at. In the last 6 months to a year, have things gotten the slightest bit better? The slightest bit? That's what you want to look at. Because if we're backsliding, then that's when, okay, eventually the ship is going to sink. So, yeah. Okay, well, yeah. For those of you who are looking for the reassurance that that's the right decision to make, I'm just going to say you have a window of opportunity. You have a window of opportunity for you to figure it out on your own terms. If you don't, the universe is going to kick the tower over on you. I would say before 2025 is over, honestly. All right, y'all. I feel like those were the messages that my Libra family needed to hear. So I am going to go ahead and end this video here. Thanks again for tuning in and playing along. Don't forget the information for personal readings is down there in the description. And for those of you catching this on time, don't forget, tomorrow, May the 4th be with you, is going to be our next round of weekly live readings right here on this channel. You can pre-order anytime, $25. They're read in the order of which they come in every Sunday. Also, I got my new course available for the month of May. Two-part course, okay? For the month of May, I've decided to break out my course on how to read the tarot. It's a two-part course. There is a lot that goes into it. If you want to really learn how to read and do something with it, like, you know, turn it into a job or whatever it is you want to do. The first part is 90% my interpretation of the cards, okay? And then the second part is all focused on the intuitive aspect. How to develop a relationship with a tarot deck. Developing a relationship with yourself, with your intuition. Developing a relationship with the universe. That is probably 80%, if not more, of the whole reading process. I mean, I've met tarot readers who are insanely, creepy accurate, and they don't know the first textbook definition of any of the cards. So, yeah, I think both parts are equally important. That's why I put it in a two-part course. The link for that is in the description. June 1st, it goes bye-bye. All right? I'm out of here now, y'all. I wish you love, luck, light, and prosperity on your journey. Stay blessed.